couple weeks ago on Sunday, as my ministry team was packing up to leave downtown Cincinnati at the bus stops, as we were walking out, I caught the words of a gentleman as we were walking past as he said, "Thanks. We appreciate you all being down here." Now, what's just a few words of simple affirmation actually caught me by surprise, not because of the words themselves, but by who said it. You see, the man that said it was part of one of the regular community down there, a regular crowd whose marijuana smoke and whose raunchy music often wafted through the air of the bus stops while we're down there. And the sometimes joking or mocking or the conversations we have prove to be quite interesting as we try and witness and evangelize. And so to hear that expression of gratitude and appreciation was actually quite surprising. But it was an affirmation to me of why I'm a part of a prayer station ministry. You see, my name's Chandler Witter, and I'm a student at God's Bible School in college, a senior this year, and I've been a part of prayer station ministry for several years. And those few words of affirmation, those few words of appreciation showed to me just one of the reasons why I'm a part of a prayer station ministry and why I want to invite you to it as well. You see, prayer station ministry is a bridge. It's a bridge for people to see God's grace and to see Christians outside of the local church and inside their local space and to see a faithfulness that offers them an opportunity to cross over a bridge and to meet God. Prayer Station Ministry has as its primary goal fulfilling the Great Commission. When Jesus commanded us, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I've commanded you. And behold, I am with you always, even to the end of the age." Prayer Station takes that verse seriously, and that's why I'm a part. Our goal, as I said, is to be a bridge God can use to reach the lost. Those words of affirmation were important to me because they show that Prayer Station makes an impact. The people who once deride and mock the church can come to a place of appreciation when they see the faithfulness of Christians in their local community and in their context. How do we display that, and how do we, as the Prayer Station ministry that I'm a part of, try and do that? I want to share with you a little bit about that today and how you might consider a prayer station being a part of your disciple-making ministry where you are at. GBS Prayer Station Ministry, what we normally do is we will go downtown to one of the bus stops by Fountain Square. We set up a stand, and we offer there Christian reading materials, Bibles, tracts, etc. We hand out food and water. On cold days, we offer hot chocolate. On hot days, we offer cool water. And this is an opportunity for us to regularly initiate conversations about God and the gospel. And of course, most of all, we offer prayer. We pray with people. It doesn't matter what the need is, whether it's from sometimes people asking us to pray over a football game and that turning into a conversation about how God cares about not just football, but people's lives and their children or their friends, or to something as big as sickness, as someone's on their way to the hospital and is waiting for that next bus to go and have their condition checked and to get the news, their diagnosis. We offer prayer, and we invite people to see God not just inside the church, but when the church goes out and offers a bridge to relationship with Jesus. So if you were to start a ministry, a prayer station ministry in your context, what would be essential? I just want to give you 4 simple things, starting first with people. People are essential to any ministry, but especially to a prayer station ministry. You're going to need people who are equipped. People who are equipped with what? You're going to need people who are equipped with the gospel. It's surprising sometimes how many people we need to train before we go out and minister. We need people equipped to share the gospel in a short way, a condensed way, with people who are perhaps just walking by or stopping at the stand only for a few minutes. And so we train and equip our people to present the gospel message in a short way. And as this diagram shows, this is one of the many ways that you can present the gospel on a napkin, on the back of a gospel tract, or in the cover of a Bible. And that's what we've done many times in Prayer Station. So we need people equipped with the gospel and with their testimony. People who can, in 1 or 2 minutes, tell how God has changed their life and how God can change the person they're speaking with, their life. We need people who are equipped with a passion and who are ready to take opportunities. Opportunities like meeting with the Jehovah's Witness who came to our stand one day to ask and interact about who we were and what we stand for. People who are ready to pray when a homeless man or woman comes up and asks for you to pray with them about their apartment and their search for housing. People who are just sitting on the sidelines and on the bench, perhaps contemplating their relationship or perhaps contemplating just how they're going to get to their next bus or how they're going to find a job. Opportunities, people who have a passion, a testimony, and a gospel message ready to share are what you need. Secondly, you're going to need a plan. You're going to need a short-term plan for how you're going to do a Prayer Station ministry, and I want to offer to you how we've done ours for a number of years. What we normally do is we meet together before we go downtown. We have a pre-ministry planning session. The whole group, normally we have about 15 to 20 people, and we break those people into groups. We plan out how we're going to be transported to the downtown, to the bus stops. We plan out what groups are going to be staying at the stand and what groups will be going out as evangelism teams to speak to those waiting for their bus or waiting around in Fountain Square. And then we go downtown. We conduct our time at Prayer Station. We set up the stand. We offer prayer. We give out the food and the drinks and the Bibles and the gospel tracts. And after all that's said and done, we get together again. And this is the one that excites me and excites many of the members of our Prayer Station team as we get together and we look on the whiteboard as we write names of people who we're praying for, as we write the names of people who have shared with us the brokenness in their stories and are inviting us to pray for them, the people who have accepted tracts and who are considering the gospel at this very moment, the people who we've prayed for with the sinner's prayer and who we've invited to come to a local church and who need discipling. We get together for a post-ministry team prayer. And that's one of the most exciting parts of leading a Prayer Station ministry, as we come back after walking over the bridge to our current community and come back and pray for the interaction over the people that we've interacted with in that community. Thirdly, you're going to need provisions. And up front, this is not going to be a whole lot, really. You just need a table, perhaps a small paper announcing that it's a prayer station. Possibly what you could do is get one of the stands that I showed earlier on. It's just a table with a prayer station banner and invites people to come and offer their prayer, or ask for prayer. Other provisions might be a water cooler or just a couple of snack bars for people, and Bibles and tracts, and all of these are very easy to procure. I think long term, one of the things you'll want to consider as part of your plan and as part of your provision is how disciple making can fit into your Prayer Station ministry plans and provisions. How can you create a context for disciples not only to be made at the beginning and converts to be made, but disciples to be trained and to be trained long term? For you, if you're watching and you're a local church leader, this might be a great opportunity for you to connect a new Prayer Station ministry with an ongoing disciple-making program. And it would be an opportunity for you to not just win people to the Lord, but then train people in the way of Jesus and in the life of the church. And so I want to invite you to have people, a plan, provisions, and then finally, I want to invite you to have a passion. I want to invite you to look for people who are passionate about reaching the lost and who are passionate about sharing the gospel, because a Prayer Station ministry is really one of the fastest ways to do that and one of the easiest ways for you to step over that bridge and share the gospel with someone who needs it, with the many who need it. In our Prayer Station ministry context, we've had many opportunities for this. We've had it so many times that the memories are just so large, it's so hard to just pick one or two to share. But there have been so many beautiful times of prayer, and I've appreciated my opportunity through the GBS Prayer Station ministry to share the gospel with other people who share that fourth piece, a passion. And those are the things I would invite you to consider as essential as you're planning a prayer station ministry if you choose to try this in your local context. And so what I want to challenge you to do today is I want to invite you to consider and to pray about a prayer station ministry in your context. My experience of prayer station ministry has been one where I've had the opportunity to witness, I've had the opportunity to share the gospel, to hear it repeated through sharing, and to see it affecting in me a change and a personal growth. I found myself maturing even as I've seen the change in people in the community around me. I think one of the things about Prayer Station that is so unique is its opportunity to show a faithfulness to a community and to a place that's not often super supportive in the beginning. Like I said at the beginning of this talk, some communities and some crowds aren't going to be receptive to a prayer station ministry at first. And perhaps the greatest testimony you can share through a prayer station ministry is one of a humble faithfulness, even when there's joking, or a little bit of mocking, or a little bit of antagonism. A humble faithfulness that pushes through that with the grace and the love of Jesus and his good news until people tell you, thank you. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate the church showing itself faithful in our community. So I invite you, pray about starting a prayer station in your local context. Thank you for listening.